Hello and welcome back to the FSL Esports League. This is the DOTA circuit. This is Group A. This is going to be game number 3 against Exquisite versus Rajoro Wings. If you've seen Rajoro Wings, you know that these guys are the familiar face in the FSL League. They've been here before. I believe they've been here for about 3 years now. These guys have been playing together for that entire period of time. These ladies are quite good, and they're definitely a team that the other teams need to be worried about. Exquisite and both Rajoro Wings are both from the Philippines, so this is kind of like an inter-country rivalry of which is the best team in that country. We're seeing the draft happen right now. We're seeing an Ogre and an Earth Spirit, which is great. I haven't seen much of Earth Spirit as of late. I do play Earth Spirit myself. I do feel like he's kind of not as strong as he used to be. He's been kind of slowly nerfed a lot, and I think he's very difficult to get going. But that said, if they have a great, Rajoro Wings have a great Earth Spirit player, I'm more than happy to see it because I just love the way the hero plays. It looks like they're going to look to counterpick all of that, though, with the Dark Willow and the Centaur. Both of these heroes can kind of root him into place. Obviously, the Bramble Maze, the Centaur just being a nuisance, and the Stampede, and just kind of being able to chase him no matter where he goes. But that said, Rajoro Wings has got the Juggernaut on that side. So that's the counter, I guess. If you've got Jugs, you counter that with the Centaur. I don't know. I mean, Centaur has been nerfed a lot, right? And I think most recently, he's not as strong as he once was. But he's still, I would say, B tier, right? If we're talking just B, A, and S tier, right? I think that he's still, like, not like S tier as in Sand King, Night Stalker. I think that those two guys are at the top. I think the A tier tends to be like a Axe Abaddon type. I think Abaddon is actually really underrated, if you can believe that. And I think a lot of the other ones are like in this kind of B tier where they're good in certain places, like Omni Knight. Centaur is also one of those as well. But it kind of needs its position. It needs its place, so to speak. So, I mean, with Rajoro Wings banning out both the Axe and then Exquisite blocking out the Faceless Void, you kind of have an idea of where they're wanting to go. They don't want it to. They didn't want to deal with too tanky of an offlaner. Obviously, the Centaur kind of does that. So you're kind of forcing him into that sort of hero pick. Now, how do they counter this? You have, obviously, from Exquisite, you have the 5 and the 4 with the Dark Will and the Lion, the Centaur, the offlane, obviously. So you're probably picking the carry next, I would think. The Shadow Shaman pick here. That means it's going to be an Ogre offlane? Okay, great. I love it. Love it. Because Ogre's, I think, a B tier offlane as well. I think it has its place. He gets super tanky. Obviously, once you get Midas, it's just like a completely different ball game because that guy just scales like nobody's business. With the multicast and the Midas just working, very well together. Now, how to deal with that? Lifestealer. Perfect, right? Shadow Shaman jumps on you, tries to shackle you or hex you. You can kind of mini BKB yourself out of that. You can deal with the amount of the strength heroes that Rajoro Wings have in the Ogre and the Earth Spirits. You have a vehicle in the sense that you have someone to run to in the case that you do get jumped in the Centaur. Obviously, hopping into him, Centaur, blinking in, you know what I mean? Like, you have ways around that. So I think that that's an interesting synergy that they have going for them. Now, what I'm not seeing, of course, is what they want to do in terms of the mid lane. So the Tinker ban here, I don't know if I would have gone Tinker as Exquisite. Because, like the Ogre, Earth Spirit, kind of tankier. Jugs, you can kind of spin away from that. So I wouldn't really fear the Tinker, but that's just me. But what does sound scary? Like Exquisite, I could see them using maybe like a Quap.
10 seconds remaining.
Just some sort of another, like you have a magic damage dealer
5 seconds
that kind of goes with the Lion. You kind of blow people up with Finger. And of course another vehicle for the Lifestealer. Just a little bit more play action or playmaking ability. But as I say that, Exquisite, they end up banning it themselves. Excellent. Maybe this is like an Alliance thing where he was trying to pick it, but he ended up banning it, but in the reverse order in that Alliance. They tried to ban it, and they instead picked it. But we'll see. I wonder where that Alliance team is going to end up playing. To be honest, I don't know since they left Alliance. But all the best to them moving forward. Now, you need something that's a little bit well-rounded. I'm not seeing a push. Rajoro Wings have push with the Shaman, but you always want something a little bit better. They have a lot of melee. So again, Rajoro Wings, I feel like they should have something that kind of synergizes well. Okay, Puck, good. Okay, so Puck and Quap, I was kind of on the right trail in the sense that you got something that's mobile, heavy magic damage dealing. You got some right-click action if you need it, and then of course another vehicle for life stealer. So this guy's got he's got Uber, he's got a grab, he's got comfort, he's got whatever you need. So a lot of options here. So Exquisite, their draft is kind of rounded out pretty nicely. They have a nice mix of everything in terms of the stuns with the Lion, the control with the Dark Willow, and of course the Centaur is also there. To help disengage when all of this goes haywire. But that said, Rajoro Wings are probably the more veteran of the two teams. Not to say take anything away from Exquisite. These guys are, I think, a brand new team that just kind of started out. This is their first FSL from what I know. And so, but from what they've drafted, it seems like they really know their synergies and they seem to be in sync with one another in terms of what they want, at least as a team going in. And of course, I would say that the draft is almost like a 60-40 in the sense of giving yourself a huge leg up if you can draft well. I think it's very comfortable here. Like, I don't see anything from Rajoro where I'll be like, oh, they got to pick this, and then they'll just, control the game and they'll just win out. They don't really have a whole lot of holes in their draft, so to speak. I think that Exquisite may be in the pushing lineup, but at the end of the day, if you have the Life Stealer to do that, you can kind of control that. Now, speaking of push, Rajoro Wings, they got the DK. Very tanky, can deal with your puck. And it also can help push towers. So it's really going to come down to the early mid-game. If they have the great laning phase, if that Shadow Shaman hits 6 before 10 minutes, you're going to have Serpent wards all over your towers, and they're just going to push everything down, especially with that DK to kind of just back it up, tank things up. Have whatever color of dragon you want for that guy, because he's going to be super, super tanky and super annoying to deal with. And it's going to come back to the Earth Spirit, right? Like, because the 4 is like one of the most important positions in my opinion. It's just a matter of controlling these sort of team fights, right? Buying times, kicking guys out, making sure that you have the right silences on the right guys. If you can get the right silences on the Lion Puck, I mean, you can pretty much just insta-win the game, right? Insta-win the team fight, and that's kind of ideally what you want. And mind you, Earth Spirit, aside from the fact that the sword is blocking his face, he does look amazing with this, like, this whole... the hats that he's got going on. Very, very, very interesting, I would say. A lot of immortals, and let's see. The DK, on the other hand, is kind of like a poor man's DK. I think that she needs to pay and needs to spend a little bit more money, right? Because it's about, winning and looking good while you're doing it. Dragon Knight right here. I mean, yeah, the shield is cool, but come on, man. Your costume looks like it's straight out of, cold storage, okay? Yeah, I said it. Puck, on the other hand, literally no items. Puck, that is the default, from what I know, as well as Dark Willow. So, mind you, this is the female FSL, right? So everybody's female in this. We do check. We do have cameras that are constantly watching them as they're about to play. So we do know that there is no shadiness going on or foul play, so to speak. So the teams are loading up. They're getting into the play. Let us go into the Radiant side. Tactical pause to begin. But the DK, Exquisite Rai, Ming on the Dark Willow, Daff on the War Runner, EM on the Puck, and Saging Nakodako. I hope that's nothing inappropriate, but that is the Lion. And then if we're going to go to the other end, we're going to go Synergy Lei on Ogre Magi, Kang on the Earth Spirit, Pain on the DK, EY on the Jugs, Pamu on the Shadow Shaman. So it looks like there's a little bit of an issue in terms of just loading things up. Now, if I'm going to give this, like, what team I like a little bit better, I just feel like Rajoro Wings, their strategy is much easier to pull off, right? It's just get to quick, have a decent laning phase, just start pushing towers. Just 5-man group, that's all you need to do, and just win, right? Whereas Exquisite need to, they're, well, more well-rounded, and there are definitely ways to get around that, but at the end of the day, if you're going up against a push lineup, you have to react to that. You have to make sure that you're, on top of that. You have to understand what the sort of flow the enemy team is going to want to put you in, so to speak. So the CK here, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's looking to build up some retaliate. Okay. No, this is So this is smart, right? This is what the new meta, so to speak, is that you skill retaliate, you go under the tower, and you build up stacks before the game even starts. Now, he took a lot of damage. He does have a salve, so he can just keep himself up. He does have 5 already, and that should give him a little bit of a head start in terms of this laning phase. Just doing a lot of damage early, a lot more quicker than expected, so to speak. That said, this CK is going to run on back.
30 seconds to battle.
He's going to go, okay, he's not even going to use the salve. Okay, he's just going to look to go to the fountain. I mean, you have 30 seconds or so. You just got to make sure that your team is kind of locking in those runes. This would be incredibly vulnerable if Jugs and Shaman were to kind of come out of this. I don't think that they're going to completely engage. Shaman already has his Aether Blast. Aether Shock. Ether Shock. I can speak. Ether Shock skilled up already. The Bramble Maze is also in position. The Jugs is there. He's going to probably look to... No. The spin is now being used. The Dark Willow got it, but he gave up first blood to Jugs. That's not a good trade. Not a good trade, my friend. Okay, you think that you pick up the rune early, you think you give your team, but it is never worth giving up first blood for, okay? So you have to understand the limits of your hero as well as the positioning of where the rune is and what can kill you. Obviously, the Jug spin on top of you, if you're just going to stand there, is going to kill you. And this is a huge disadvantage now, especially with that Jugs getting first blood. I mean, he's got Quelling Blade, look at the shield already. He's in fighting shape already. And so even against your 5 retaliate stacks, it's not that big of a deal. But the Jugs here is in a pretty decent spot. Let's look at last hits. DK and Jugs is up. The Bramble Maze is being used, just a little bit of zoning. But the CK is getting a little low. He does need to be careful. He does have to retaliate, but the Dark Willow doesn't. He needs to start right-clicking. The Shaman is actually backed up, so it's kind of looking to stack. It looks like Jugs actually called for help because the Shaman went back without actually pulling. And they're looking to go for the retaliate. They get the spin off. Oh, he got completely baited and thought, oh, with the retaliate, I could just kill him. No, my friend. You have to you have to respect the amount of damage that the Shaman can do. And the fact that, the Aether, oh my gosh, gets him out of position, and that's an easy third kill. And the other one was finally, oh yeah, for the first one. I'm sorry, from the Jugs. I can count. It's been a long day. But easy first 3 kills, all the way, 2 of them from the Jugs and then 1 with the Shaman. But this is pretty much where the action is going to be, I feel. Like, yeah, the Lifestealer and the Ogre, they're going to trade, but, I mean, as long as the Ogre doesn't do anything completely stupid and get caught out by, you know, his bad positioning or anything, I mean, he should be okay. I don't think that the Lifestealer can really be threatened. Especially with his rage and everything. But the stun here, the roll-in is off the mark, though. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and he didn't even burn up rage. No mana was used. And so Lifestealer here looking to just kind of heal himself back up. So, okay, that's never good. And mind you, as an Earth Spirit player, I've done that first, too. My first rollout, I've missed, and people have called me a noob and reported me just for that, for the first one. But it's just a matter of keeping your head in the game and just understanding that, hey, you made a mistake, but you're still good. You can still win this game. So the Centaur here taking a little bit more damage. There's a DD bottom, but I don't feel like Puck doesn't have a bottle. No, it does not. The DK doesn't as well. He's going straight Bracer. But a little bit of action here. Just Ogre just kind of bullying, so to speak. Does so much regen, 14 HP regen. And I mean, yeah, he's got a Tango eating, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's a lot of regen. This Lifestealer needs to get a little bit fatter. A couple more levels will help. A little bit of action here. Spin. Catches him out the shackle. Saves the Juggernaut. He's going to run away. The Dark Willow snipes him and will back off. So 1 for 1. You ended up getting the Jugs, and that's 506 gold for this Dark Willow, who pretty much is not going to know what to spend that money on. She buys a wand. I disagree. I probably think that a stick and a boot and boots would probably have been better, just because you need the speed, right? Especially as a support, you want to be moving. The Bramble Maze is there. The Shaman kind of getting the instructions on how to deal with this. The spin is nearby. This Dark Willow's in a bad spot. The spin, realizing that she's going the wrong way, and that's going to be an easy kill for the Jugs. The Centaur just trying to get farm as much as he can, knowing that she's a little bit behind with 8 and 3. This Ogre over here is going to go phase boots first. Midas on the Lifestealer already has boots. So it's just going to be how they deal with this. The roll in, completely off the mark. What are you doing? All right, Kang, you got to make, I mean, I put you under the spotlight, so to speak. I mean, I put a little bit of pressure in the sense that you got to make plays, but you can't be like missing rolls like that, right? I mean, if you get the stun off with the Ogre and then into the roll, like you have to just kind of synchronize yourself with that. A little bit of a misplay there. Earth Spirit at 4 minutes, no boots. This is a not a good game so far. You want speed. You got to start making your presence known in all the lanes. That's the big power of the Earth Spirit. Get to level 3. That said, it's going to be 5-minute rune. I think that the Earth Spirit is in danger. He's kind of moving through. The Bramble Mages has been placed down. The roll in gets the stun off. And then, the stun, but the Dark Willow's still going to pick it up. The kick? Did he go completely backwards? I think he completely kicked it the wrong way. That's like an own goal. Anyways, looks like on the other end, the Shackle is going to lock in the Centaur. The spin. The Centaur's got nowhere to go, even with the spin. The Centaur, and that is the problem with this hero, especially this early, right? You're kind of struggling. It's like one of those things where it's not as strong as it once was. I think Turd's TI, which is what, 7.22D? It was a lot stronger, and after TI, they kind of, a couple nerfs here and there, and so it's kind of like an average offlaner. It's not as strong as it once was, so you have to play a little bit more careful. But the Ogre, whoa, completely navigates the Bramble Maze. Pretty easy going for him. She is okay. Now, the Puck here is level 6 with the DK. The DK is using Dragon Form. Does have 2 bracers, though. Soul Ring on the way. But the Bottle, realizing that she chose the wrong way. Oh, no. Gonna phase away. Okay, she should be fine. She orbs out. But the regen was actually, she chose the wrong one. This is one where you yell at your supports for not warding the right one. Or warding the rune, because then now you had to guess, and then that completely costed you a lot of time. Look at that. She went from the top rune to the bottom rune, and she got nothing out of it, and she's still very, very low. And through this time, DK's just been farming. Not a good place to be. So, last hits, 40-6. That's pretty good game from the Lifestealer here. The roll in catches him out. The stun in, they did kind of didn't stack it properly, but he's just going to rage on out. He should be fine. Oh, the Shackle in here. They don't have any more stuns, but they're just trying to body block. The Bramble Maze is here. Oh, and catches them both, and he's so lucky. The Curse Crown as well. And he's going to form out. They're going to look to kind of turn this. Nope, Dark Willow doesn't want to overcommit on this one. But she had a little bit more damage. She could have bursted that, I think. But she needs to right-click and then kind of stutter step forward. So with each right-click, she's a little bit closer to the enemy, so she's not losing positioning as they just run away. But this Lifestealer is very, very low. This is super dangerous. Oh, but he's healing up now. He's raging up now, realizing that he can't actually get destroyed or magic or stunned, excuse me. Curse Crown is on the back of that. No stun there. The Puck is finally here. Does have boots, but nothing really else. I think the Observer Ward did see that. Now, Puck is completely out of lane. And the DK now, this is the push. This is the scary part of the DK, right? Yeah, he does fall off, but his laning can be pretty powerful. You can definitely get some T1s easy. But the spin here, oh, the stun doesn't do it against somebody who's spinning like that. The Jug Spin's going to kill him. The Shackle, nope. Oh, no Shackle there. Okay. So that's a kill from the Centaur. The Centaur's going to have to come back in some other way. 21-5. You're doing the worst of all the cores. You're kind of struggling right now. So Earth Spike here. Does have Phase Boot. Has a Javelin. Okay. So the Jugs is getting some decent amount of farm. He's looking to go Maelstrom first. But the DK, look at this. 8-6. This is what the Puck was doing. He was running back and forth, trying to make his presence known, or her presence known, excuse me, but she didn't really get any of the kills, and Dream Coil now being used, but this is the DK. He's too tanky. How are you going to deal with this? Oh, the Bramble Maze catches him out once here. Does have the Earth Spike. Curse Crown as well. They're going to try to lock him up. They're stacking the stuns pretty well, and another Hex, but he's just so tanky. Like, he's going to stick through this, and he's going to look to turn around. He kills the Puck, and here comes the Shaman. Oh my gosh, he turns that away. No, and the DK just way too tanky. Nice rotation by the Shaman and the DK, just knowing the limits of that hero and understanding when you can turn that around. Got the puck in the meantime, and the DK is just going to back up and is looking to just shrine up and go back at it. Very nicely played there by the DK. But level 4, Earth Spirit, come on, buddy. You got bracers on the way. You're only level 4. You need to get level 6 because Magnetize just kind of makes your kit just just adds so much, right? Oh my gosh, the Centaur. So low, no regen, has nowhere to go, completely zoned out. This is between the T1 and the T2. So he's got, like, there's no way to deal with this. You need friends. You can't Centaur, you can't, Stampede into this. And this is looking to be a free T1 top. It's going to come back to how they deal with this. Oh, the Hex is there. Okay, completely zoned him out. He's going to take as many runes. The Omni Slash is now being used. He's got nowhere to go. No creeps to just bounce that on, and that's a free, easy kill for a week. Is that how you pronounce it? I think so. But easy kill there. Got the Javelin. I mean, you got the Phase Boots. Just the amount of damage that the Jugs can do at 10 minutes is quite a lot. But Earth Spirit here. Level 6 Ogre. Got Midas queued up. I think that if she can somehow get... stun here. Catches him out. The roll in. Catches him out, but the Rage. This is the problem. Now, if he turns that around, you do not want to fight into this. You got to back off. Okay. Curse Crown off the mark. No big deal. I mean, he does have silence, but you don't have the mana to really cycle through all of them. Another stun to roll in. One more time. They're going to go for this. The Rage is now on a cooldown. He's got silence. He's got nowhere to go. And now this is the right time. Oh, but the Rage just comes up. The Bramble Maze just completely stopping them. The Thunder, the Bramble Maze, the Cursed Crown. They're looking to turn this around. The Lifestealer. Did he go too deep? He went too deep. The Ogre Magi gets the stun off of the Dream Coil. The puck is now here. Look at the turn this to 3v1. The Serpent Wards have also been dropped. The Dark Willow gets shackled up with the puck to the silence. The roll in catches him out, but the Earth Spirit just trying to run away gets a little low. They're looking to at least take the Shaman in the meantime. The puck doesn't have orb, doesn't have any mana. The line is kind of on the back end of this is just as a salve, no mana. And that looked to be like what? A 2v1, a 2-for-1? The Lifestealer, I think that he should have played a little bit safe. He got a little bit low. This is the problem with the Ogre, is that he's kind of deceiving in the sense that that stun and the amount of right-click damage, and the DOT just does a lot of work. It kind of just bursts you down, so you got to be super careful in that sense. Oh, so another stun here, especially with the multicast. But how much more can he do? I think he's got Midas on the way. It looks like it's on the chip. Oh, the Hex is here. An Earth Spike. The Ether Bolt. The Rage on the Shaman. Is he going to survive through this? He's going to get stunned one more time. And the Shackle. Oh, but the Finger kills the Shaman. The Lion just making good work. Gets the first kill with his finger, sorry. And then the DK is now here, and they're looking to get the Lifestealer with the blast. This is the power of the off-lane Ogre. The multicast stuns, just does so much damage if you can get lucky. And look at that. RNG, right? Like, I mean, if you could just RNG your way to victory, what else do you need? You don't need the Ignite or the Slow or anything. If you could just get multicast of 3 times and just burst them and killing them. So it looks like they're going to take the T1 bottom. This is a pretty big lead in the sense of 13-4, 9K lead. And it looks like they're going to continue pushing through. They have all of the T1s now. And it looks like they're kind of backing off. Now, I like the playstyle of how they were doing this. The DK, though, has just got his blink. I don't know if they really needed that. Okay. If it's going to be the initiator, then you have the counter initiator as the Earth Spirit. I get that. But the thing is that it's 13 minutes, right? You're completely snowballing. You do not want to leave the lane. You do not want to go back to the jungle and do not make this a 45-minute game. You want to take advantage of the advantage that you have and then just consistently push. You want to keep that card alive and then just take advantage of this huge lead you have. Like, you have the items. You can blink onto that Centaur at any point. You have no teammates to help you, but still. the Centaur is in a world of hurt. Just has phase boots, nowhere near. Oh, and he gets blinked in on the stun, the dragon tail, and the dragon form, and he's going to kill them. Two TPs are coming in, but at what cost? The Earth Spike catches out the DK. The puck is also coming on the shrine. The Bramble Maze is there. The DK manages to navigate through the Bramble Maze, but the Dream Coil catches out 2. The Orb catches him out. The Curse Crown and the Ogre's got nowhere to go. They get the Dark Willow. Oh, and here come the teammates. The Earth Spirit. Oh, he gets Bramble Maze. He gets stuck in. The Shaman is also there. He's got the Hex off. He's got the Shackle. The Life Stealer is not going anywhere. The DK is still continuing to do work. The only one that's not joining the party is the Jugs, who's continuing to push top. And here comes Magnetize. This is the first big one, and that's going to be a kill for them. That's 3, and I believe they killed the Ogre. Oh, no. Oh, I think that was a 3 for nothing. Oh, they misses the silence. Earth Spirit's going to try for a roll in, but oh, he gets the slow roll. Serpent Wars have been used. They're looking to take the T2. I would have waited for high ground for the Serpent Wards, but that's just me. Especially when you knew the Life Stealer was still down. You probably knew he wasn't going to buy back, but nonetheless, you're still getting value out of the Serpent Ward, so I can't complain. I'm just nitpicking at this point. I'm basically being like an Asian dad in the sense that I'm just, you know, micromanaging you. But even though you're doing the right thing. That said, Puck here has got Blink, Yule's queued up, and she's looking to make a play. Oh, I thought they were going to look to do a smoke because they were all looking to hold hands. Oh, here we go, smoke. Okay, so I don't think they saw that. The Life Stealer is around. They probably want to take advantage of this. The Life Stealers probably should get in, but okay, gets the Hex off on the Jugs. They're kind of moving into position. The Earth Spike is there, but do they have the stun? Oh no, mistimes the stun. The spin gets off, and he's going to look to turn this around. The DK is there. The Stampede is now being used, and that was a complete mess up. That was a disaster. Oh my gosh. They needed to stack the stuns, make sure he doesn't get the spin off. They needed to lock him into place. This is the problem with the Jug. Oh, and instead they get the Blink off and the Shackle and the Lion. Completely out of position. The Earth Spirit just rolling through, killing the creeps. And the Bloodlust is now being used. The Bramble Maze to little to no use at this point because you're not going to really fight or run away into it. Glyph is now being used. He's ethereal form for the Dark Willow. He should be fine. But they're going to just kind of siege on that T3. The Centaur stomp is off the mark. That was a little unfortunate. And another Bramble Maze. The Puck is here. He's been stunned up. He gets silenced, he's got nowhere to go, and that's the most painful thing. And the Omni Slash is being used, and it's hitting pretty much the Life Stealer, and he's going to run back, and he should be fine. The Bramble Maze does hit him, but at what cost? Because it looks like they're going to get the top Rex. With the Siege Creep there, that's going to make quick work. The Shadow Shaman is actually going to TP to the mid, push out that middle lane, get the creeps all the way through with Centaur down for 15 seconds, as well as the Puck. This is not looking good for the Radiant. Another Bramble Maze. Can they get through? Nope. The spin. Nice timing by the EY, knowing the limits of that hero, and just completely backing off. They should be fine. The DK, on the other hand, has BKB queued up, and it looks like they're going to go push mid-ground. The mid-T2, that is. And then look to go high ground. I don't think there's really anything you can do, at least in the bottom with the T2. The Shadow Shaman does have his wards up. So it's going to be a matter of how they defend against this. They need to use this high ground to their advantage in some way. The Puck can't just be silenced, because if it's silenced, it's pretty much GG. They have to be super careful of that Earth Spirit. The wards are being used. The Dragon Tail gets in the Blink from the DK. He's just right-clicking him in through. That's going to be an easy kill for them. Puck buys back. The Life Stealer has to rage and needs to run on back. The Serpent Wards are still focusing that tower with the Jugs, and the Totem is also being used. And so it looks like they're just going to kind of slow siege this, knowing that a lot of the big ults, so to speak, that they can use. There's not much that they can get on. The DK blinks forward. He gets raged up. He's got nothing else. The Curse Crown is also being used on him, and he gets a Stampede. The Earth Spirit is into a bad spot. The Terrorize as well, but they were stunned in with the Dream Coil. The Shackle on the other hand, and here it comes. The Shackle on the wrong one, I think, in terms of the Centaur. And through that all, the Serpent Wards have been hitting the racks. They lost the Earth Spirit, who went a little bit too far deep. The Curse Crown will slow down the DK at least, but the spin will put him in position. And that DK is just so tanky, and they look to at least get the DK. That would be a death from them. But can they get anything else? He doesn't have Orb. He's going to have Blink up. But which way is Puck going? he went the wrong way. Okay, and the Ogre went left, and he's going to look to just TP on out. He should be fine. Sorry, and there was a buyback from Puck. So, I mean, you lost the DK for that, and you took racks. Oh, you didn't take the melee racks. You need to focus on that one. But, I mean, that's like not a bad fight, right? They didn't really lose too much. They only lost the DK. The only thing that I really could see is that they should have focused for the melee instead of the range, because now the melee is just going to heal up slowly but surely. They just do need to be a little bit more careful. I think the Serpent Wards were actually focusing the wrong ones. They should have just focused that melee one down, make sure they got the kill. So Jugs here, got Manta. Maelstrom on the way. He's pretty much on the way.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Puck is looking very poor. This is kind of disheartening, I would say. I mean, it's 20 minutes. He's only got Blink. I mean, he doesn't really have the items to kind of fight. And through that all, the Shadow Shaman gets Dream Coiled. And what can Shadow Shaman do? Because he's got his big brother coming with a DK here. It does have Blink, but it's on cooldown. The Puck is moving on the other end, and he's going to TP away. Earth Spirit on the other hand.
I'll take that as tribute.
Almost as a vessel. Not a bad item, especially that's one way of dealing with the Centaur, just the amount of HP he has. Bloodlust being passed around like hotcakes. The spin off the mark, or the roll in, the Bramble Maze gets through that all. They get the stun on the Centaur. There's fights all throughout. The Cursed Crown is getting catch out. The Earth Spirit and the Jugs, who's just trying to walk through the DK, blinks forward with Dragon forward with Omni Slash, just doing so much work, destroying the supports, and the Puck is just going to have to run for his life. Orbs forward, just I don't know how much damage. Oh, he blinks away. Cheeky play, but at what cost? The Lifestealers can't even kill the Shaman, and he gets blinked on. And that's going to be a dead Lifestealer. The Bloodlust, just doing so much work. Look at the Centaur, just gets blown up. 4 dead to nothing, 26-6. The Puck was the only one who just barely made it. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, he gets the silence. Okay, okay. That's a little dangerous. Oh, the DK. He's too fat. He's in the trees. He thought he was Monkey King. And his Ogre buddy uses the Quelling Blade to help chop that tree down. So it looks like they're going to at least take mid-racks, even with the Glyph. They should be able to take that down. The bottom lane is kind of a little bit further away. The Terror Rays will just buy time, but the Dream Coil is also being used. Silence is up. Oh, no. He just gets out of that. The Cursed Crown. No stun, just on his own. The Lifestealer's alive. The spin is being used. The Lion's got nowhere to go, and with a stun and the spin, that should be enough damage. The Shackle on the end gets to the Lifestealer, just completely controlling him, waiting for his buddy to come out. The roll-in catches out the Lifestealer. Oh my gosh, and they get him out. Nice roll-in by the Earth Spirit. He gets silenced now. He does get a buyback from both the Lion and the Lifestealer. They're coming back. Earth Spike is here, and they're going to at least get the Ogre. The Earth Spirit is here. The Magnetize being spread around all the way, and he shoots it one more time. So a little bit of AoE damage, but not a whole lot to just get any kills. But through that all, Jugs and the Serpent Wards just killing some racks. This is Mega. Get the spin, and he just TPs on out. Well played. Just play yourself safe. Oh, he's got to just focus the racks. Oh, it doesn't really matter. It's the melee. Okay. So the Centaur is just going to just farm those things up. The wards, that is. Just try to get as much farm as he can. Now, they are completely behind. This is the problem, right? 15 seconds, the Earth Spirit and the Ogre are both going to be up. DK is going to have BKB up soon. The AC is queued up for the DK. It's going to be very difficult to defend this one last remaining racks, especially with the Lifestealer who has, I hate to say it, I mean, he went armlets. He gave up on Midas because he wasn't having a good game, but now he has really no way of scaling. Like, he went all in on this armlet, and I'm not a big fan of that, especially with, you know, look at all the DOTs that you're up against, right? Like the Earth Spirit, the Magnetize, the Ignite. All of these things can just blow you up if you're not careful. And in my opinion, armlet isn't as good as it once was. So I feel like this is a bit of an item mistake. I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, I need some items to fight. But to get back into this game, you needed Midas. You need to just kind of wait it out and just hope that your team can buy you time so that the Midas timing and the money can kick in to actually get you real items. Because right now, all you have is armlet. It's hard to fight into this, which, like, let's look at this. The Jugs. He's got Manta. He's got Mjolnir. I mean, how do you fight into this? This is just the easy racks. Even with the spins, like, that's going to be Megas. And here comes the Horn. Oh, I love the horde. It's great when it's on your team, but when it's terrible, it's like the most horrifying thing when it's against you. You're like, oh god, what do we do? Okay, but the BKB, the DK, just jumps on in with a Dragon Tail, gets totally locked in. The Omni Slash making quick work of the Centaur. The silence is off the mark, but it really doesn't matter with the puck just running, Turntail and running. Oh, with the silence, and he gets kicked back. The Earth Spirit style points, and they're looking to just call GG. Well played, Rajoro Wings, proving that they are the superior team in the Philippines. They are just complete domination of this game from the beginning to end. I mean, they call GG, but I don't know if they actually call GG. Okay, now they call the real GG. It was like a pump fake GG. Bit of disrespect BMing going in as they're attacking the fountain. So they're calling GG, but they're not actually leaving. So basically somebody's hitting cancel, but it doesn't really matter when your Ancient is literally going down. And that will be the real GG. 32 minutes. Fourth lead. Just a very quick surgical victory by Rajoro Wings. I think that we just saw why this team is so powerful. They're very in sync with one another. Their strategy, I mean, they're just all over the place. They had great laning. They had a great draft. Again, it came back to this really easy push lineup of DK, Shadow Shaman, right? Every single 6 minutes, or sorry, every time the ult was up, pretty much they would just constantly push. And the DK just understanding the limits of that hero, just completely creating a lot of space for that Jugs to get fat, who just completely dominated her lane as well, as the Centaur had a terrible lane. So I think Exquisite need to go back into the drawing board, understand what they did wrong, kind of look at that replay, and see exactly how they could have done things a little bit better. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that there's like a mechanical issue or anything like that. There's some laning issues that they probably could have worked out a little bit better in terms of like the support synergy and how they're going to take that up. And just kind of understanding that you're losing, yes, but how do you get back into the game, right? Is it a smoke gank? Is it because we're lacking vision? Or, you know, there are 1,000 things that you can look at in Dota, and that's why this game is amazing. But they're just going to have to go to the drawing board, understand where they are, and to see how they can get better in this game. That said, the last game is going to be against Screaming Sirens, Philippines, and GO. I think that their team logo is actually OG reversed, but they're also from the Philippines as well, and we're going to have that game coming at you shortly. We're going to be back in about 5-10 minutes. We'll be back with you soon.